Welcome to Sat Chats, the Bitcoin podcast where we chat about sats. Mom, you can totally make eye contact with the people out there if you want. It's all good. A sat is the smallest part of a Bitcoin, the same way pennies are the smallest part of a dollar. With Sat Chats, we are building the world's biggest Bitcoin welcome center to serve as your gateway to generational wealth. So if you are new to Bitcoin, we want to chat about sats with you. Head to satchats.com to grab your slot in the studio today. I'm your host, Stuart, Bitcoin Maxi, who wears prescription sunglasses to protect you and your loved ones from my Bitcoin laser eyes.
And I'm your co-host, Chris, founder and CEO of Ithaca Hummus, proud Bitcoin multi-coiner and Bitcoin smash buyer.
Yes, so smash that like and subscribe the same way Chris smash buys Bitcoin. Today in the studio, we have for you a very special guest, my mom. And she's got her own sunglasses on for this show.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love it. I'm the only one. I'm the only one with naked eyes.
That's
in here.
it. She told me she was going to wear sunglasses for this show. I was like, oh my God, Mom. Oh my goodness, Mom. But you know what? It's because Mom, she's got her Bitcoin laser eye training wheels on. She's, we're pretty convinced that we're going to get a little bit of a spark in those eyeballs for today's episode. And we want to make sure that we are protected from Mom's Bitcoin laser eyes.
Safety first around here.
Safety first, like we say.
That's right.
So today we're going to be talking to Mom. We're going to be answering Mom's Bitcoin questions. Mom's also the person who's listened to the most show. Yeah. I think a lot of our viewers, they get about 9 minutes in, they're like, okay, I need some brain rot. Like, no thanks. Like, I don't want to, what are you talking about, money? I'm done here. But Mom, she has faithfully listened to the first 20 episodes.
Yeah.
So she's up to number 20, Andy.
Yes.
She's hit the short stacks, the rehashes, and she gives me feedback every night. I call Mom and Dad every night. She gives me feedback. Dad gives me feedback. It's really awesome.
That's awesome.
So she's seen the most shows. She's also done the most preparation of anybody.
That's true. That's definitely true.
She has a sheet of paper ready to go. Not a single guest has shown up with a sheet of paper. She's got some props. She's got some show and tell for us. So it's going to be a big show today.
Stuart, do you have any idea what may be shrouded in this? No? Okay.
No. I have no idea what Mom's brought.
You have something special down there.
I've been living with Mom, I grew up with Mom. You just kind of hang on for the ride. Mom would do this thing when we were growing up where if she heard you coming, she would hide. And then when you got past her, she would,
oh, I love that. Yeah.
And it was like having it was like you were the Pink Panther and like the butler was just going to jump out from somewhere and start, keeping you on your toes. So
I do that to my kids too. It's the best.
It is. Isn't it great? Now, Stuart had the best one though, because Monty's been on the show. So Monty and I went to Ithaca to eat. And as we walk in, Stuart happened to be there with Kristen, and he hid in Ithaca. And when I came in, he came out, and it was the best. No one's topped that.
Very nice.
She just walked in, chatting, and like fully out loud screamed in Ithaca.
Wow.
Everyone in the restaurant was like, what's going on?
So I'm ready for whatever surprises Mom has here, I think. But before we dive into the Mom show,
yes,
let's help all of our satillionaires get to know Mom. So tell us a little bit about Mom.
Okay, so I'm kind of a Jill of many trades. For 30 years, I was an executive secretary, and I'm a professional calligrapher. I've studied calligraphy for 45 years, and I've been teaching it for the last 15. I'm a professional proofreader, got my name in a few books. A writer, author, and editor, but my best accomplishment is sitting right across the table from me.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah. And Jorma and Stuart and Lydia.
Of course.
I just heard me.
Yeah.
I just heard me.
Okay.
Twice.
So take that, Jorm. Take that, Lid.
Yeah.
Best creation is me.
There it
Third
is.
time's the charm. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know the drill here, Mom.
I do know the drill.
How much do you know about Bitcoin?
I know what you have said from episode 1 to 20. And by know, saying that word know, I'm using that kind of as a loose garment. Don't really know it. I've heard it all. And I've heard it, several times over and over. So I'm getting to where I'm knowing a few things. I think Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin as a second language. There's all these terms, node, Bitaxe, blockchain,
Hashing.
Yes, smashing, and nation state.
Nation state, yeah. Which we backed off of that a little bit.
I know. But
I'm trying to use country or government a little bit more often.
Well, you heard I said it kind of in a low voice.
Yeah, a little
so.
nation state. You know what, Dad? Nation state. All right. You know what, Kristen? Nation state. How about that? It's funny too that you talk about it being a second language, because it was almost like the first time anyone sees Bitcoin, they don't know what they're looking at.
Right.
And it's almost like somebody coming to you and speaking a completely different language.
Exactly.
And I was using it to talk about how I came toward Bitcoin using my dollar language. Oh, wow, this was not a lot of dollars. Now it's a lot of dollars. I'll buy Bitcoin to make a lot of dollars. But over time, I learned to speak Bitcoin and realize, Bitcoin is worth Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is worth one Bitcoin, and I picked up that language. So Bitcoin does feel like a second language. And there are a lot of terms. There is, blocks, hashing, cryptography, wallets, exchanges. But finance is a language in and of itself as well. I mean, you have savings accounts, checking accounts, cash, checkbooks, credit cards, debit cards, wire transfers,
calls, puts, options,
stocks,
forex,
bonds,
equities, bonds, yeah.
So,
yields, coupon payments.
And even though the technological aspects of Bitcoin have a lot of language associated with them, the concept of Bitcoin is an easier language to learn.
I totally agree with that.
Because all you got to do is work hard, earn money, buy Bitcoin, hang on to it.
Okay, so let me just add something along this line, okay? Being a professional calligrapher, when I first got into calligraphy, I bought any book and every book that had the word calligraphy in it, thinking, oh, this is going to be great. After years of doing that, I know, now that I'm teaching students, I'm like, don't buy a book until you talk to me. I know there are certain things that have to be in the book that make the book really good to learn calligraphy. So I'm thinking that's the same way with Bitcoin. And that maybe that could be something y'all could offer, like, these are the best books to read. You don't have to mess with all these other ones just because the word Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is in the title. You don't have to mess with. We've done that. We've been there, done that. So these are the books.
I do think it would be neat to have a digital bookshelf, so to speak. And Jeremy's he's already trying to get it set up so that we can send people to Jeffrey Bezos and get ourselves a couple of pennies off of the purchase.
An affiliate program.
A little bit of affiliation.
That'd be good.
Because I've read a lot of good books.
Yes.
I've read 40 Centuries of Wage and Price Controls, which blew my mind. And I'd like to do a short stack on it soon. I've read, or I am reading When Money Dies, about the Weimar Republic, which is fascinating. But ultimately, the only book that would be on my bookshelf would be The Bitcoin Standard.
Okay.
By Safety and Moose. There's only one book anybody needs to read.
It's all you need, really.
The Bitcoin Standard.
Yeah.
That book is probably going to go down as the most important book that was written this century, and maybe even over the past 2 centuries. and maybe even over the past 3 to 5. I'm just telling you, man. So you've got quite a bit preparado over here,
Okay,
and we can't wait to just dive into what we got over here.
Let's see what we got. All right. You have a Bitaxe, is that what it's called in your house?
Mm-hmm.
And you talked about winning the lottery, maybe, like one day. Do you get notified, or do you have to look at that Bitaxe every day or every hour?
I don't get notified. There might be some way, if you have more skill than I do, to set up some rules that would do that somehow. But I don't have it. So my little $200 Bitaxe just whirs away next to my computer. And every so often you can hear it go like,
really?
Like it kind of spins up. And I'm like, and I look because there's a little dashboard and I can see that it's like powered itself up, from like, I might be cruising along at like 600 units of hashing power. I don't even know what they are. It might be, it's a small unit, but it'll whir up to 800 units for a little while. It's like, whoo, and like the fan's really going. I'm like, ooh, I hope you're working hard, bud. But I don't check it every day to see if I've won the lottery. Each week I buy $50 of Bitcoin, $54 to be exact, off of Bitcoin Well. And so what I'll do is I'll pull up my desktop wallet so that I can see the addresses in my wallet and determine which address I want to send this week's Bitcoin to. And I have one address in there that's labeled Bitaxe, and I don't send any Bitcoin to it so that I know if I pull open that thing and there's Bitcoin in that address, I solved a block.
You got the lottery.
And if it happened today, it would be 3.125 Bitcoin plus transaction fees, which means that literally out of nowhere, I would have almost $270,000 plus dollars.
Ooh.
Like, boom.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me? It costs me per month in energy terms less than the cost of me charging up my smartphone over the course of that month.
Well, that's what I was, it's worth buying a Bitaxe just to plug it in.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Right.
We talked to a guy yesterday who, I don't know if he himself was doing this or he has a friend who every time he gets to a hotel, he just plugs in a little mining rig.
Yeah.
And uses their free power.
I saw a video. We were talking about, I saw a video where a guy, when he goes to a hotel, he plugs in his mining machine because he doesn't have to pay for the electricity in the hotel.
Yeah.
So he tries to see if he can solve a block to pay for his hotel stay while he's there. So not only would it be good for everyone out there to just go buy a Bitaxe for $200, all you do is plug it in, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and you point it at this solo mining pool. And maybe we should do a short stack on solo mining. That might be fun.
Yeah, and how to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody should do that because you're basically you're scratching off a lottery ticket once every 10 minutes.
That's bitaxe.org.
Bitaxe.org. Yeah, there it is.
If you want to look at it.
I'll have to talk your dad into us doing that.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It could go for 2 years without doing a single thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, bam, you've solved a block. And now you've got $300,000. Or if Bitcoin goes to $200,000 and it's still 3.125, you'd have $600,000.
Can a Bitaxe be part of a pool, or does it have to run on its own?
It can be part of a pool, but when I looked, it could be because one idea I had was, hey, I'll buy 2 Bitaxes. I'll set one Bitaxe to be a solo miner. That's my little lottery ticket. The second Bitaxe, I'll point it at a pool where all these miners are working together. And it's much more likely that they will solve a block because they have more power.
So then you share the lottery?
So then they take the winnings and they divide it up based on how much power you put in.
Oh.
And what I found was that some mining pools were like, don't bring your Bitaxe here because the amount of power you add will be so little, you won't even get paid any sats when we solve a block. So I was like, okay, I might have to figure that out. Or I might need to buy 2 or 3 Bitaxes, chain them together, and send that to a mining pool so that I get enough juice. We'll see. Eventually, I think it would be nice if Sat Chats gets some rigs up and running.
Yeah, we could do that.
We could go to Saz Mining, get some rigs connected to the waterfall in Paraguay, and just get our sats rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So, it also, Mom, the other benefit of all these Bitaxes is that the more people with Bitaxes, the more decentralized the mining becomes. So
I get it.
Some people are not happy with the mining pools because that means that a lot of mining power is concentrated in a few areas. It's not totally true because those big pools are still made up of individual miners. And, it's not like you're giving all your power to the mining pool to mess with Bitcoin. You're all kind of just working together. But people still don't like that it's like a couple of fat globs of mining and then some smaller miners. But if you had 300 million Americans all running Bitaxes, then that's a significant amount of mining power. And it's all decentralized. And if you went and you shut down this big pool, you'd still have all these tiny little devices that are rolling. And the more decentralized Bitcoin is, the stronger it gets.
Okay. Well, I've got something that might be fun to talk about. And I've got a show and tell.
Oh, nice.
You remember that comedian that would say, you're a redneck if?
Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah.
That's him. Okay. So I think there should be, you are a up and coming Bitcoiner if.
Okay.
And here's my show and tell.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
She was giving us Jeff Foxworthy, but now we're going Carrot Top. Prop, Carrot Top would use props.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've always been a saver.
Okay.
As a child, I'd get an allowance for, vacuuming or dusting the house, and I think it was 25 cents. So I got paid in probably whatever mom and dad had, nickels, quarters, dimes. But I love the dimes. And I brought some dimes with me.
Oh,
so I'm going to get these dimes out here. I like the way they looked.
Yeah.
As a little girl, I liked the way they felt. And especially if it had the lady on the front or, the woman's head on the dime. Because there were two heads you could have, so I like that. But if you are I think you are a prospective Bitcoiner if you are a saver.
Yeah,
that makes all the sense in the world.
Definitely.
And what did I do with these, Stuart?
Stacked them up.
There you go. I knew you would. I knew you'd get it.
Stacking coins over here. Stacked.
You're a pre-stacker.
That's what I
You've
would
been stacking
do.
for forever.
You would stack them up as a kid?
I would literally stack up my dimes like that and just stare at them.
That's so crazy. I didn't know that you liked dimes.
Loved them.
So funny.
I also loved
the $50, right?
the Kennedy head.
Wow.
It's the 50-cent piece.
Let's
right
look
there.
at that. Let's look at that. Got some coins here. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get this guy's head. Look at that. So this is the $50 right here. Yeah. This one's cool. This is like the $2 bill of coins.
And I love $2. I got some $2 bills at the house.
Yeah.
So
wow, look at this one, Mom.
what's the date?
This
71.
one right here literally says 1971. 1971. WTF happened in 1971.com. Right? Check it out. That's crazy. This $50 is from the same year that we suspended the international convertibility of US dollars into gold.
Would you like to keep that one?
Would I like to keep this specific coin? Technically, I'm not even supposed to be touching this money. So I'm going to say no, but I appreciate the offer.
Yeah, hard no.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, maybe one thing we can do, because we still need to get some things on the wall, is we'll put one of Mom's. We'll frame a $50 next to a dime. for mom. You know what I mean?
love that.
Yeah. Or maybe because we want to frame the $50 like a museum artifact.
Yes, you must.
Yeah.
What we need is a contraption that can be the $50 with a $50 and a dime for mom, but like the $50 like slides in and out or comes out the back or something.
I've got,
just in case somebody takes it.
I've got four $50 at the house if you need a brand spanking looking new one.
We prefer the musty, as Lion and Kitty would say, musty, dusty, crusty, bill. Is what they say.
So you know you're an up and coming Bitcoiner if you're naturally a saver.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I would rather save than spend. I don't like spending.
Yeah.
So for me, the idea of, buying and holding works.
Yes.
So what over the past 20 episodes have you heard that makes you feel like Bitcoin might be a good savings technology?
Just that it is a, saving for the future, because I probably won't use it in my lifetime. So it's going to be for you and Lyd and Jorm. And I just like the whole saving aspect of it.
Yeah, we feel.
And I like you don't have to put $1 zillion in it.
Yeah.
You just a little at a time. A dime at a time.
Yes.
A dime at a time.
Oh, I like that. I love that.
A dime at a time.
There it is.
Ooh.
What's funny is the guy just before you, Mom, he was talking about 9 cents. He was like, you can buy 9 cents of Bitcoin on Robinhood.
Yeah.
9 cents. And over time, that could turn into like $1.
A dime at a time.
A dime at a time. So, you're totally right. Like, and what he would do is, like, he was going to go out to the bar, but then it snowed. He knew he would have spent about $32. But since he didn't go, he just got onto his app and he bought $32 of Bitcoin. So, like,
how about that?
You know what I mean? So, like, he kind of saves what he would have spent, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Let's think of what that does to your logic in your head, like mentally. You get the same, I don't know, brain chemicals maybe that you would have going out. Now you're just getting them for saving.
Yeah. So it's changed. It has changed my brain chemistry.
Yeah.
Bitcoin has.
Totally.
Because I would spend my allowance on Magic the Gathering packs at Target.
Yeah.
$4 per pack at Target. And by the way, during the pandemic, it went up to $5, then $6, and now $7 a pack. So I would do my little chores around the house, 25 cents. Hilarious. Mom got paid the same. Dude, who negotiated my allowance?
Kristen.
Who set this up?
Kristen is shrewd.
Dude, I'm breaking my back.
Yeah.
And I'm getting paid 20. I give all my money to my wife. She gives it back to me at 25 cents a pop, dude. Oh my gosh.
That's the 1950s, 1950s 25-cent allowance.
The 1950s dynamic in my household has been fully flipped. Kristen is the Don Draper.
Yeah.
And I'm Betty Draper in my own house.
I remember the first time you told me that when she is like 15 minutes from getting home from work, you change into a nicer outfit so that you can get ready for her. I just, something about that, like, it made me honestly, I was like, I love Stewart, man. That is awesome. That's awesome.
Dude, I put it together that I don't like wearing uncomfortable clothing. I put it together that Kristen expresses herself through fashion. She went to the Fashion Institute of Technology of New York, all that stuff. She's crazy. She'll be like 3 years ago. Do you remember when we did this thing? And I was wearing this top and this bottom. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't remember any clothing at all. I don't even know what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
And I got a set of Puma sweats from Costco during the pandemic. And literally, that's the only thing I wore. It's the only thing. 3 black sweatsuits from Costco every single day. She got so sick of it.
Yeah.
So I finally put 2 and 2 together that I can get credit for looking nice if I just 1950s housewife flip into a nicer outfit before she gets home. And then I just pretend like I've been wearing it all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now she'll know.
Oh, even if she does know, I think she'll still appreciate it.
Yeah, she will.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And I live a rigorously honest lifestyle, so it's all good.
Yeah.
She may have even suggested, hey, well, they did it back in the Housewives did it back in the 1950s, dude. What is going on,
Step
dude?
it up, Stewart.
Before you know it, I'm going to be waking up before she does, going and like brushing my teeth and mouth washing, putting on a little bit of makeup, getting back in bed, pretending to be asleep, so that I look nice.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
unbelievable.
So
this lady has ensorcelled me, bro. I don't know what's going on there. Comment below if you know what in the world is going on with my marriage. Okay, if you have any insights into how this happened, hit me with a comment in the chat section. Okay. My goodness. So, what were we talking about there?
Well, you might be a Bitcoiner, predisposed to Bitcoin if so far we've got saving for sure. Because what are we doing when we're saving? We're trying to store value that we created.
Well,
right?
and if you're a saver, it makes you happy to save.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get a happy feeling when you're saving.
Dopamine hit.
But also, if you're a spender, why not spend it on Bitcoin?
Yes.
Yeah, you can almost get the thrill of buying something, but you're also saving.
Yeah.
You kind of get both feelings. I love buying Bitcoin. I buy it once per week. I love it. And I love recording in my little spreadsheet how much I bought, how much I paid for it, how many sats, how much Bitcoin I got, 0.000, like yesterday, I bought $54. I got about 60,000 sats. I record that. I record the price of it, and I get to see my stack go up, But to your point, what I was talking about there was I used to buy Magic the Gathering packs with my allowance.
Yeah.
And since February or March of last year, when I made my first Bitcoin purchase, because I would get it up to $4 or $7, and every time I got to that amount, because we go to Target at least once a week, I'd buy the pack, zero myself back out, didn't let it build up at all. Soon as I made that first purchase of Bitcoin with my allowance, I have not spent any of my allowance on anything else for over a year.
Wow.
I've bought $300+ of Bitcoin with my allowance. I have not bought anything at all. And I love it. And I don't want to buy anything.
How many 25-cent chores does it take to get to
$300?
$1,200, right?
1,200 chores.
Holy cow.
But my $300 is like $450 now. Right? So that's 600 chores for free.
Wow.
For free.
Yeah.
Right? So they're over, Lion and Kitty, they're spending their allowance on random stuff.
Yep.
Candy that they chew, and that's it.
Kristen spends her allowance almost exclusively on Starbucks. And she has the most allowance out of her. She has like $80 or $90 stacked up in our budgeting app. And Kitty's got, maybe 20 some odd bucks. Lion has maybe 12. Mine says 0. Because once a month, I buy Bitcoin with however much allowance I have. And we all go, oh my God, Mom's got so much. Mom's so rich. But in the background, I'm going, actually, I have $450 worth of allowance, fool. Because I got sats. Y'all over here stacking dollars. I got sats. Right? And my allowance is going to eclipse y'all entirely eventually. So it is really good savings technology. And it changes how you approach. I was not a saver. I felt like I'm going to have to work my whole life. Retirement and Social Security is not going to be there when I get there. I might get hit by a bus. I should take my retirement now in the form of vacations. I should spend my money now, make memories. And Bitcoin has changed me into, hey, not only can I actually build my own wealth, I can build up Lion's wealth. I can build up the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th Arthurs. I can get them all taken care of before I die. It's fully changed me.
Let's talk about how easy it is to get your Bitcoin. And I've got a story to tell.
Okay.
And you know this story, Stuart. You don't. I'm not sure when your dad did this, but he put money in Ziploc bags then put the bag in a PVC pipe, made sure both ends were glued shut, and then he dug a hole in the backyard and buried it.
Mm-hmm.
He put bricks on top because it's a brick walkway. And then he had a granddaughter stand on the brick under which this treasure was buried. That photograph was the key phrase. Okay.
Nice.
So, years later, when that money was needed, we couldn't find the photo. So the key phrase was lost. Lydia and her husband John came over, pulled up the bricks and started digging.
Mm-hmm.
And they must have dug for 2 hours. And finally they're like, oh, we can't find it. We just can't find it. It's in here somewhere. I know it's in here somewhere, but we can't find it. But they finally did find it, opened it up. It was still pristine. Yeah, I think they had to saw it open. I'm not sure. The money was still there. But how much easier is it to dig for your Bitcoin?
Okay. All right. So a whole lot easier because you've got your wallet. And when you make your wallet, it comes with a seed phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And that seed phrase is 12 words long. You can be more secure.
And I figured out how to say my 12. I'm not telling y'all.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 14, Robert would also not tell us what his Bitcoin plan was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. That's operational security. It's called OPSEC. You got to have it. If you want to be a little bit more secure there, you can choose 24 words. So your wallet will say, do you want 12 or do you want 24? 24 is even, 24 is more than twice as hard to crack as 12.
Well, the way I'm going to save it, if I get dementia or whatever, someone will be able to, they'll still know what it is.
Okay. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
What you got to do is you just got to make sure you have that seed phrase. You have to make sure you have the seed phrase. A lot of people in the earlier days of Bitcoin, these bare metal Bitcoiners would store their Bitcoin in these early wallets, and they wouldn't keep that seed phrase. They would just maintain access to the wallet, almost like keeping a browser tab open where you're logged into the account and you just have to go click on it and you're already in there. You may not even need to really remember your username and password because you just kind of stay logged in. And then they lose that laptop. This guy here, Adam, he threw away a laptop with $40 million worth of Bitcoin on it.
Whoa.
Right? Because at the time, the 400 Bitcoin on his laptop was worth $60. Tossed the laptop because he maybe forgot that it was on there. Later, the Bitcoin was on there. Can't get it. Laptop's gone. But if he had his seed phrase, all you do is you get another wallet.
Yep.
And it's like, do you want to make a new wallet or do you want to restore an old wallet from your seed phrase? I'd like to restore an old wallet from my seed phrase. Okay, what's your seed phrase? Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Put in your 12 words and then you're back. So it is many times easier to store your value in Bitcoin than the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dirt.
Yeah. That was crazy.
And your Bitcoin's going to be worth more when you dig it up
Yes.
than the cash.
Yeah, because if Dad buried the cash pre-pandemic.
Oh, he did.
They printed 40% more dollars in the pandemic. Used to think it was 100% more. Chappie was like, so that means that the $4,000 that he buried had been diluted to the tune of 40%. 10% of 4,000 is 400. Times 4 is 1,600. 4,000 minus 1,600 is 2,400. So he buried $4,000 worth of purchasing power, and he dug up $2,400 worth of purchasing power. That's gross.
That's sad.
That's disgusting, right? And it is enraging to think about being someone who loves to save money and stack these coins up and to realize you're saving something that isn't holding its value.
Yeah.
you're stacking up quicksand, or you're stacking up your $50 and your dimes in a hamster wheel and just going around and around in a circle. How can you possibly get ahead if putting aside $4,000 today means you're going to have $2,400 tomorrow? Bitcoin can make people into savers by showing them that they'll have the same or more purchasing power when they get back.
Now, I just recently had this ring appraised, and I bought it probably 20 years ago. It's gone up probably 100%. So I can see why people, like the gold.
Yeah, going up 100% is pretty neat. Going up 200 million%, that's amazing. I don't want gold because it is getting destroyed by Bitcoin's performance. Destroyed. The value of gold compared to Bitcoin, it's hilarious. So for me, Bitcoin, you don't have to bury it, you don't have to, you have to maybe take care of that. I guess mom's got like a gold chain on as well. Mom's bringing her gold to the show.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you're bringing a sound form of money with you. Like, we don't have anything against gold.
No.
Gold is good.
Yeah.
They talk about the golden age.
Its value.
Yeah.
It holds its value.
Yeah.
And you can sell it.
Yeah.
You can go to the jewelers and sell your gold.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if the internet were to collapse somehow, your gold would, your gold doesn't depend on the internet. But if you're storing your wealth in gold, someone can always go find more of it.
Yeah.
That's it. With Bitcoin, there's only 21 million. So your sats that you stack are going to hold their value no matter what.
I think it's worth saying to our audience, if you know a saver out there, send them this episode, because what we've pointed out here with your help is that if you're a saver, you're predisposed to liking Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or if you're not a saver.
Yes.
Buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin and it'll turn you into a saver.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Bitcoin fixes this. Let's go, Mom.
Everything.
So if you are a saver, adopt the world's greatest savings technology.
Yeah.
If you are a spender, spend your money on Bitcoin.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Bitcoin fixes this.
Yeah.
All right.
Two sides of the same coin.
Wow.
Bitcoin.
What a breakthrough, Mom.
Thank you. I've got another show and tell.
All right.
Do you want to see what an up and coming Bitcoiner looks like?
Oh boy.
Absolutely.
We're gonna live on the show, live reaction here, y'all.
Okay.
Boy.
This thing's sizable here.
Oh man. Oh boy.
Big smile.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What is that, Raphael? Is that Raphael?
That's a Raphael, dude. Oh, bro. My mom with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Love it.
And do you see he's got his prescription kind of sunglasses?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Now, so Mom, can you tell?
I think you were three.
Okay.
And I bought all that for you for your birthday. We were at a restaurant, I think, and look, I just think it's adorable.
It is very cute.
This might be wall worthy. I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh! So I have like a little turtle cap on.
Yes.
The Raphael with the red T-shirt underneath.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the wristwatch there, Mom.
Well, you loved watches.
I did love watches. I don't wear anything on my wrists now. It's so funny.
I wonder if that looks like the one that had the little steel ball in it, and you had to like.
Well, yeah. Maybe it was like dude. That's 1990s fidget right there.
Yeah.
This is so funny too because Jorm was Raphael. I identify with Michelangelo because I thought he was kind of a cool cowabunga, laid back dude.
Yeah.
I identify with it. He was the Joker, the yuckster, the nonchalant guy. So Michelangelo was my top, but I also liked Leonardo because he had the two swords.
Yeah.
And he had the color blue, which is my favorite color.
Yeah.
And I liked Donatello because he was smart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Raphael, it's funny that I was in a Raphael costume because that's Jorm's.
Maybe
That's Jorm's turtle.
Maybe you asked for that specifically so that you could hide and then jump out of nowhere. Sure.
Yeah. It's funny though, because I have, I guess I just like things on my face. Because before the show started, we talked about the Old Norse face paint that I would do. I'm down for it,
Yeah.
So, wow. All right. Good gosh. Smash the like and subscribe if you like 3-year-old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Stewart. So I'm glad that's what I didn't know what was going to be in there, dude.
You feel better?
I am like, all right, we feel good.
Yeah.
It's just an embarrassing photo of me as a tiny child. Got it.
Yeah.
So let's recap then.
Deal.
Right? Let's recap this conversation. So had Mom on the show today.
So good.
And Mom hit us with the sunglasses. Didn't last very long in the sunglasses. I thought you were going to go the whole time in the sunglasses, but maybe you needed your other. Mom has 3 glasses on the table right now.
Yeah.
Sunglasses.
Well prepared.
Is one a reading glass?
Yeah,
and
one's far away, one's reading.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we started off with some sunglasses. We moved into Mom's backstory. We've got 30 years as a secretary. Adjective, executive, not just any old secretary, an executive secretary. And she's got her talents in the creative, literary, and visual space, calligraphy, author, editor, copy editor, and she also does great watercolors. Man, I don't think Mom didn't mention that.
Thanks.
So, real creative individual, and we learned that Mom grew up stacking quarters and
stacking dimes.
Stacking dimes, trading in her quarters for dimes.
One dime at a time.
One dime at a time. I do like one dime at a time. That's a big one. And we learned that Mom is a saver, which is really fun. And if you go back and listen to number 18, Dad, you'll see he openly admits to starting and failing in business, went broke twice, talked about getting himself into some trouble. Didn't go into any further detail on that. And poor Mom is over here having to try to save as much of the money that he's blowing on his various ventures. My goodness. Yeah. So appreciate that, Mom, for keeping me well taken care of in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costumes, allegedly. We learned today Bitcoin is for savers.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Such a powerful lesson.
It's a really basic lesson that I've almost kind of not even paid attention to. But it's really important to talk about. I've been focusing on helping people understand Bitcoin in Bitcoin terms and help people get past number go up technology. But quite frankly, with my Bitcoin, I don't care if it goes to the moon. I just hope it stays where it is so that I'm not dad style burying $4,000 only to dig up $2,400 of purchasing power later. That is literally brutal.
Yeah.
So you might be a new Bitcoiner if you are a saver. Mm-hmm. You might be a new Bitcoiner if you're checking the price of Bitcoin all day long, every day, because that's what I did. And you might be a new Bitcoiner if you're listening to this show and learning how to stack your first sats. So Bitcoin is for savers. Bitcoin is for spenders. Just spend your money on Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solved.
And we also learned that I was an adorable 3-year-old child. And also Mom's best creation. She said me specifically. She didn't say Jormer Lid. And
allegedly.
You can reel back the tape. Jeremy's gonna cut us short where it's just like Stewart's the best. Boom. It's like done. Take that. We're gonna tag Jorman Lid. It's gonna be done.
Instant credibility.
Yeah, exactly. Check it out. My mom likes me, y'all. So if you like that my mom likes me, like this video. We are going to make you an offer here, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do,
Mm-hmm.
we want to make you another beautiful, beautiful offer here.
Okay.
And that is to taste some Ithaca hummus here today on the show. So which flavor did you choose?
French onion.
Ooh.
French onion.
And
There's a little French theme
I
to
brought
it.
something.
Okay. This is the third unit of show and tell here today, folks.
So Jay talked about Ithaca hummus.
Uh-huh.
Could be the centerpiece of a charcuterie board.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So,
Now, that was number 8, Keen.
oh, that was key.
Number 8, Keen, Anna Bevan's dad, said that no hummus can hold down the center of a charcuterie board. Save Ithaca hummus. Number 19, Jay is the one who said he wanted to be put in a tub of jalapeno lime. And Mom thinks that we should put number 19, Jay, in a tub of jalapeno lime.
Yes.
When he comes back for his Bitcoin baby update. So hit us up in the comments below. Let us know if you want us to put number 19J, Linda Craft's husband, in a giant tub of jalapeno lime hummus that he has to eat his way out of.
And reach out to us if you have a spare tub that we could just borrow for that day too.
Yeah, a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
He literally said that he would be in a pool of the hummus and eat it.
Yeah.
He literally
said it. He's a maverick. So
Yeah.
he said it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Now, Mom, so Mom was telling me a story too about the hummus. Is the French onion the one that came out at the same time as another
as,
Yes.
flavor?
as the
Jalapeno lime.
Okay. So on that one episode, you said this was the twin.
Yes.
Yeah, and that the reason why I picked it is because I'm a twin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mom's a twin.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And when I was growing up, I would go to my Aunt Nancy and like, pick me up, because I thought she was my mom.
This is so. I have two older siblings who are twins. They're
Really?
twins. And I was on a flight like a week ago, and I was talking to the ticketing agent,
Mm-hmm.
and she shared with me that she has 4 children, 2 sets of twins.
Man alive.
Whoa.
That's a
Can you
lot.
believe that?
Whoa.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Incredible amount of work.
Yeah.
All right, Mom. So Mom has brought some assorted
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
vegetables here: broccoli, carrots, celery, and some cherry tomatoes, in addition to our woven wheat. So I'm going to start off with some woven wheat.
Yeah,
but Mom, you pick
same.
whatever. Okay, you're going to start with some woven wheat.
Yeah, because
Let's all get ourselves
that's
a-
a classic.
We got
It's
to
a
keep
classic.
Monty happy too with the crunching.
Yes, yes. Not only with the crunching, but also with the letting the various companies know that they can be a part of this action as well. All you got to do is email show@satchats.com if you want to be the official dipping mechanism.
Yeah, back to nature. What's up? Triscuit. I don't know.
Some company that does pretzel thins, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All right. Fat glob, Mom. Love ya.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just like I remember it.
Mm.
That's satisfying.
Yeah. So good.
That really has like a caramelized onion flavor.
Yeah.
You
It
kind of
does.
have to let it sit in your mouth and just kind of, you'll get all the flavors. And you know, I did try the beet. Oh my gosh.
The
So
lemon
good.
beet.
I'm totally into the beet.
Yeah, it's so good.
Gosh, delicious. This is delicious.
Is this your first time tasting the French onion?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna dive in with some celery
let
now.
me see how that is.
Let's see what
with
the
celery.
ASMR on this is
It's
here.
crunchy.
Oh, get that crunch. That's good.
This is y'all's lunch.
Celery is one of the 3 ingredients of mirepoix.
What?
Mirepoix.
What is that?
Celery, carrots, and onion.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it works with the French onion really well.
There you go. All right. Here goes the carrot.
Okay, I do. How's that, Monty?
He's on his walk,
He's like, oh yeah.
listening to it in his headphones from Spotify. He's like, yeah, it's good. It's good.
Oh yeah.
It's good. Yeah. We're going to find out that the Satillionaires out there don't even want us to chat about sats. They just want us to eat different crunchy items with different flavors of hummus. This entire channel is going to transform to just you and me eating Ithaca hummus with woven wheat, pretzel thins, celery, carrots.
ASMR. We got to hashtag ASMR from now on.
Oh, we need to totally, we need to hit the ASMR.
So I'm getting alerts from Jeremy, our producer, saying make the offer now.
All right.
Okay?
Jeremy's ready to go.
All right. So we believe in value for value, exchanging value for value here on Sat Chats. So as a small token of appreciation for your time coming here today, sharing your experience and everything that you brought. It's amazing with us and our audience. We would like to reciprocate with your choice of $50 US.
Oh, there it is.
This old raggedy $50 bill we got here.
The musty, crusty, dusty bill.
Yep. Or $85,000. We're at a new. Wow. Okay.
I was hoping.
I think Mom might take the most sats.
I was hoping.
If she takes the sats.
All right. So
I think the laser eyes are there.
$50 worth of sats, which right now, if we look at the Clark Moody Bitcoin dashboard, which is what? What's their mission statement?
The entire Bitcoin economy at a glance.
Love that. The price of Bitcoin right now, one Bitcoin is $85,870, which is 1,165 sats per dollar.
Mom's going to get the most of anybody.
Times 50.
I was hoping.
58,250
Are you kidding me? That's almost 60,000 sats.
Or this stinky old thing.
Well.
Pew, 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 pew.
I'll take the sats.
Yeah, she had a plan all along.
There it is. Mom was ready.
She did.
The sunglasses came off. She knew she was going to pop back on.
She knew.
She's like, roads, where we're going, we don't need
them.
Roads. All right. Amazing. 58,250 sats. I don't know if we're ever going to give out that many sats again.
Oh, boy.
I'm so happy.
So if you've made it this far in the show, if you liked Mom's coins, if you liked her photographs of me, if you liked all the vegetables that she brought, give us your value for our value. Smash the like and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought about the show. Share it with your friends and family, especially your savers. Maybe if you got some spenders, you want to send it to them as well. Give us 5 stars on Spotify. Make the dream come true. Help us get to 999 plus 1 subscribers as soon as humanly possible so that we can unlock a live show for you Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. Mom will be in the chat sharing more photos of me that are embarrassing. Something else is coming out of the bag now.
Well, at the end, you say, how can you get in touch with this person? So for calligraphy, if you want that, it's Kerrligraphy, KERRLLIGRAPHY.com.
Nice.
If you want to buy any of my books on Amazon.
There we go.
Okay. Bring Out the Wicked, are a compilation of short stories from 10 authors from around the world. I have 3 stories in here. They're dark. If you are a dark person, this is what you want. If you want more light, you will want Timeless Tales. So I've got 3 or 4 stories in here. Also, other authors from around the world. And I was editor of this poetry. These are also the authors from around the world. Each author wrote 12 poems. And so you'll get a taste of whatever you want.
Bam, stacking literature over there as well.
There it is.
Do you accept Bitcoin for these?
Ooh, wouldn't that be nice?
That
Should I say yes?
They're in the Amazon store, so we need Jeffrey to enable that for us so that people can start accepting Bitcoin, right?
Okay.
Might be able to help with that.
So, and we'll put links in the show notes to Mom's calligraphy and to her published works. Very cool beads. And remember, Sat Chats is for educational purposes only and should not be construed as financial advice. Also, our guests' views are their own, but the one Mom has about me being the best, maybe you want that to be your view too. Yeah. Thanks so much for your time, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.